Have you ever stopped to think that God, in his infinite wisdom, left a story in the Bible that proves without a doubt that he wants you to prosper? Yes, I'm talking about Joseph, a man who went from slave and prisoner to governor of Egypt. Joseph had a life full of difficulties, but with faith and obedience to God, he experienced supernatural prosperity. And I have good news. Just as God did this for him, he also wants to do it for you. Today, I'm going to show you how this story can transform your financial life. Before we continue, if you want to learn how to apply these principles to prosper too, like the video and subscribe to the channel. This way, you will guarantee that you will never miss any tips on how God can change your financial life in incredible ways. 1. Joseph's example, how he overcame scarcity. Joseph, a young Israelite, was sold by his own brothers into slavery. Imagine the scenario, him far from his family, without resources, in a strange place, without knowing what the future held for him. Many could have been discouraged, but Joseph did something surprising. He trusted God, even in the worst circumstances. Even though he was sold as a slave to an Egyptian official, Joseph maintained his faith. He was elevated to the leadership of Potiphar's house, and even when he was unjustly imprisoned, his faith never wavered. He remained faithful to God, and that made all the difference. God saw the sincerity of Joseph's heart, and throughout his journey, blessed him in a supernatural way. He went from slave to prisoner and finally was promoted to governor of Egypt. Joseph, by following God's leading, not only survived scarcity, but prospered abundantly. Joseph's story teaches us that no matter how difficult the situation may seem, with unshakable faith, we can overcome any financial crisis and achieve prosperity. And this isn't something reserved just for Joseph. It's a divine principle that applies to you too. 2. The power of faith to transform your financial reality. When Joseph was in prison, he could have despaired, but instead he kept trust in God, knowing that God was in control. He began interpreting other prisoners' dreams, something that would ultimately prove essential to his promotion. What can we learn from this? Joseph's faith was the key to his prosperity. God not only gave him wisdom, but also used him to save Egypt from a great famine. But he didn't do it alone. He maintained his faith in God and dedicated himself to his work with excellence, even in the worst circumstances. True prosperity begins with faith in God. This does not mean that you will find wealth immediately, but that as you trust God and work diligently, he will open unexpected doors and bring resources into your life. God wants you to prosper, but he also wants you to put him first. And when that happens, he begins to direct your life in a supernatural way. 3. How to apply Joseph's principles in your life. Now the question is, how can we apply the principles from Joseph's life to transform our finances? The first step is to trust God in all circumstances. When you begin to put your trust in him, even in difficult times, you begin to align your life with his plan for you. Second, be diligent in the work you do, whatever it may be. Jose didn't sit around waiting for luck to change. He worked with excellence, even though he was a slave and prisoner. This opened doors for him in an impressive way. God honors those who work diligently, and he will always reward the effort made with dedication and faith. Finally, believe that God can change your financial situation. Sometimes we see our difficulties and believe that we are stagnant, but just as God turned around Joseph's fortunes, he can do the same for you. When you place yourself in his hands, he performs miracles, and the resources you need begin to arrive in unexpected ways. Your prosperity is in God's hands. Joseph taught us a powerful lesson. When you put your life in God's hands, he transforms even the most difficult situations into opportunities for prosperity. His story proves that with faith, diligence, and obedience, God can lead us out of scarcity and into abundance. Now, maybe you are going through financial difficulties. Maybe you have doubts about how this can all happen in your life. But remember, just as God did for Joseph, He will do for you. He is no respecter of persons. You just need to surrender to Him and believe that your prosperity is within your reach as part of the plan He has for your life. If you believe, you can apply Jose's principles to your financial life. Leave a like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will be closer to experiencing the blessings God has for you. And remember, this is just the beginning of a journey of faith and prosperity that God is already preparing for your life.